Welcome to EnglishR&L *. This is the place where you can learn English by listening and practicing every day. Each day we share simple lessons and helpful tips to help you speak English better and with confidence. So get ready to listen, learn, and speak English naturally. In this session, we're going to do something really special. You're going to learn English in just 60 minutes. That's right, 1 full hour off immersive, practical English learning designed to help you improve your vocabulary, listening, speaking, and your confidence in using English in daily life. Whether you're a beginner looking to build your basics, or someone who wants to sharpen everyday conversational skills, this lesson will be perfect for you. So get comfortable, relax, and let's start this exciting journey together. Are you ready? Let's begin. Hello again and welcome to this immersive English learning experience. Today we are going to focus on real useful English, the kind you use in everyday life. Learning English doesn't have to be difficult or boring. The key is to connect the language to the things you already do, see, and think about every day. Imagine waking up in the morning. What are the first things you say, or think? Maybe you say to yourself, "Good morning," or "I need to brush my teeth." These simple thoughts are where English learning can begin. Think in English. That's a powerful tip. Instead of translating from your native language, try to form your thoughts in English. Start small. For example, you wake up and say, "It's a beautiful day," or "I'm feeling sleepy." These short sentences train your brain to use English naturally. Let's talk about how you start your day. You might say, "I wake up at 7 o'clock." Or, "I take a shower before breakfast." Notice how everyday actions are perfect for learning vocabulary and sentence structure. Here's a little practice for you. Imagine you're getting ready for the day. Think of everything you do. You might say, "I brush my teeth, then I wash my face. I choose my clothes and get dressed. Eat toast and drink coffee. Then I leave for work." All of these actions are simple daily routines. And each one gives you a chance to use English in context. That's how language becomes a habit. Now let's try a speaking practice. Repeat after me. I get out of bed. I open the window. I take a deep breath. Say it again. I get out of bed. I open the window. I take a deep breath. Practicing short, clear sentences helps you become more confident. You don't need big, fancy words. What matters is communication. If someone understands you, you are successful. As you go through your morning, think about the places you go and the people you meet. Maybe you take a bus or drive to work. Maybe you walk. Let's create a simple scene. You're walking to work and you see your neighbor. You say, "Good morning. How are you today?" The neighbor replies, "Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. And you?" You answer, "I'm good, thanks. Have a great day." This short conversation is common and polite. Practicing it helps you get used to greetings and small talk. These are very important in English-speaking cultures. Let's go a little further with this. Imagine you arrive at your office or school. You might greet someone by saying, "Hi, how's it going?" or "Hey, what's new?" These informal greetings are friendly and natural. Practice them out loud. Say, "Hey, how's it going?" Now say, "Hi there. What's up?" Speaking out loud, even if you are alone, helps train your tongue and brain to work together. It might feel strange at first, but it becomes easier with time. Now, let's talk about lunchtime. This is another great opportunity to learn and practice. Maybe you go to a cafe. You walk in and say, "Hi, I'd like a sandwich and a cup of tea, please." The cashier replies, "Sure. Would you like anything else?" You answer, "No, that's all. Thank you." Simple, polite, and clear. Let's repeat that. "Hi, I'd like a sandwich and a cup of tea, please." Pause and say it again. Practice saying it naturally. This helps you feel comfortable ordering food or asking for help in public places. Let's practice another dialogue. You walk into a coffee shop. The barista says, "Hi there. What can I get for you?" You reply, "Can I have a large coffee and a muffin, please?" The barista asks, "For here or to go?" You say, "To go, please." Short and simple. These are real-life conversations that you can practice and use. After lunch, maybe you go back to work. You might talk to coworkers or classmates. Maybe someone asks you, "How was your weekend?" You could say, "It was nice. I went to the park and relaxed." Or maybe, "It was busy. I had a lot of work to do." This type of small talk is common in workplaces and helps build relationships. Practice different responses. Say, "It was fun. I met some friends and we had dinner together," or "I stayed home and watched a movie." These are all everyday sentences that help you express your experiences. Now, let's focus on one of the most important skills in learning English: listening. Listening carefully is the key to understanding. Try to listen for meaning, not for every single word. Even native speakers don't hear every word clearly. They understand from context. For example, if someone says, "Hey, do you want to grab lunch later?" You may not understand W to right away, but in context, you know it means want to. Native speakers often connect words, shorten them, and use slang. Listening regularly to conversations, podcasts, or videos helps you get used to these patterns. Let's try a listening style practice. I'll say a sentence. Try to repeat it naturally. "I'm going to call her later." That means I am going to call her later. Now say, "He's got to go now." That means he has got to go now. These reductions are normal in fast speech. Knowing them helps you sound more fluent and understand native speakers better. Another great way to practice English is to describe what you see. Right now, look around you and try to describe your surroundings in English. You can say, "I see a table. The table is brown. There is a book on the table." This simple exercise builds vocabulary and helps you think in English. Try another one. There is a window in the room. The sun is shining outside. I hear birds singing. You don't need to be perfect. Just keep practicing. Let's move on to another daily topic: shopping. Imagine you're in a store. You might ask, "Excuse me, how much is this?" Or, "Do you have this in a different size?" These are common shopping phrases. Let's practice. Say, "I'm looking for a jacket." Now, say, "What's the price of this shirt?" Also, "Can I try this on?" If you're in a grocery store, you might say, "Where can I find the bread?" or "I need a bottle of water." These are useful phrases that help you in real situations. To become fluent, you need to build habits. One habit is to speak English for 5 minutes a day. Talk about your day, your plans, or how you feel. Say, "Today, I'm feeling happy. I'm going to study English and cook dinner. Say it slowly, clearly, and confidently. You can also write down your thoughts in English. That improves both writing and speaking skills. Try to write 3 sentences every night before bed. For example, today was a busy day. I learned new English words. I feel proud of myself. Simple but effective. You should also read something in English every day. It could be a short story, a news article, or even messages on your phone. Reading helps you learn new words and how sentences are formed. When you find a new word, don't just memorize it, use it. Make a sentence with it. If you learn the word excited, say, I'm excited to learn English. Or if you learn tired, say, I feel tired after work. Connecting new words to your life makes them easier to remember. Now, let's practice describing emotions and feelings. Emotions are an important part of daily communication. They help you connect with others and express yourself clearly. Let's start with some common feelings. You can say, I'm happy today. Or, I feel sad. Other emotions include, I'm angry. I'm excited. I'm nervous. Or, I'm bored. Try saying these sentences aloud. I'm nervous about my test. I'm excited for the weekend. I'm bored at home. You can also use stronger expressions like, I'm really happy. Or, I'm so tired. The word so adds emotion. Try saying, I'm so hungry right now. Or, I'm really worried about tomorrow. This adds more feeling to your English. Let's do a practice with a little conversation. Someone asks you, how are you feeling today? You reply, I'm feeling great. Thanks. It's been a good day. Or maybe, I'm a little tired. I didn't sleep well last night. These small details make your English sound natural. Let's practice. I'm a little stressed. I have a lot off work. Or I feel relaxed. I had a calm morning. Use different words to match your mood. This helps you speak more like a native English speaker. Now, think about your daily schedule. This is another area where you can improve your English. Talk about your routine. You might say, I usually wake up at 6 a.m. or I go to bed at 10 p.m. Use words like usually, sometimes, always, and never to describe habits. For example, I always eat breakfast. I sometimes go for a walk. I never drink soda. These are great for practicing adverbs of frequency. Let's repeat. I usually get to work by 9. I often eat lunch at my desk. I rarely watch TV. These words help add detail and accuracy to your sentences. Now, let's talk about making plans. Talking about the future is a great way to learn grammar and useful vocabulary. You can say, I am going to visit my friend tomorrow. Or, I will study English this evening. The phrase going to is used for planned actions. The word will is used for decisions or promises. Try saying, I will call you later or I'm going to watch a movie tonight. Repeat and practice. This helps you speak clearly when talking about your future plans. Let's do a little conversation practice. Someone asks, what are you doing this weekend? You answer, I am going to visit my parents. Or, I'll probably stay home and relax. You can also say, I have plans to meet a friend. Or, I'm thinking about going to the beach. Talking about your plans gives you many chances to use verbs, time expressions, and new vocabulary. Now, let's turn to asking questions. Asking questions is a key skill in English. There are many kinds of questions. Let's start with simple ones. What's your name? Where are you from? How old are you? These are called what questions because they begin with who, what, when, where, why, or how. Try making questions with these words. What do you do? Where do you live? When do you wake up? How do you get to work? Practice saying them aloud. Now try answering them. I live in New York. I wake up at 7. I take the bus to work. These back and forth exchanges help you build strong conversation skills. Let's practice a short dialogue with questions. One person says, "Hi, what do you do?" You say, "I'm a student. I study engineering." They ask, "Where do you study?" You answer, "At the university downtown." They continue, "Do you like it?" You reply, "Yes, it's interesting and fun." Practicing conversations like this helps you feel more comfortable when speaking in English. You learn how to answer naturally and politely. Let's now look at expressing likes and dislikes. These are also useful in everyday situations. You might say, "I like coffee," or "I don't like loud music." To be stronger, you can say, "I love pizza," or "I hate waking up early." Try these sentences. IRL, I enjoy reading books. I can't stand traffic. I prefer tea over coffee. These expressions help you talk about your opinions and personal preferences. You can also ask others, "Do you like this movie?" or "What kind of music do you like?" Try practicing both questions and answers. Here's a small role play to practice. Imagine you're meeting a new friend. You ask, "What kind of food do you like?" They say, "I love spicy food." "How about you?" You reply, "I like it, too, especially Indian food." Then ask, "What's your favorite dish?" They answer, "I really like butter chicken." These kinds of conversations are friendly, light, and great for language learning. Let's also talk about expressing needs and requests. You often need to ask for things in life. So practicing polite requests is important. You can say, "Can you help me, please?" Or, "Could I borrow your pen?" Or, "Would you mind opening the window?" These are all polite ways to ask for something. Practice each of these. Can you use your phone? Could you show me the way? Would you mind waiting a minute? These expressions are gentle and respectful, and people respond well. Taught him. Now, try practicing saying yes or no politely. If someone asks, "Can I sit here?" You can say, "Sure, go ahead." Or, "Of course." If you need to say no, say, "I'm sorry, but this seat is taken." Or, "I'm afraid not." These phrases help you sound more natural and respectful in English conversations. Let's now try using time expressions. Time is a big part of our conversations. We often talk about the past, present, and future. For example, in the past, you say, "I went to the store yesterday." In the present, "I am watching a video." In the future, "I will call you tomorrow." Use words like yesterday, today, now, later, tomorrow, last week, and next month. These time expressions give clear meaning to your sentences. Let's do a small practice. Now, think of something you did yesterday. Say, "Yesterday, I cleaned my room." Or, "I watched a movie last night." Now, think about today. I'm learning English. Right now I'm listening to Mia. Now the future. Tomorrow I will go shopping. Next week I'm going to take a test. Try combining different time expressions and actions to make new sentences. Also, let's talk about using there is and there are. These help you describe places and objects. For example, there is a book on the table. There are 2 cats in the room. Use there is for one thing and there are for more than one. Try these. There is a cup on the desk. There are some people outside. It's useful when you describe places, your room, or what you see around you. Try saying, there is a chair next to the window, or, there are many books on the shelf. This helps improve both grammar and vocabulary. Finally, in this part, let's talk about giving directions. Imagine someone is lost and asks you for help. You can say go straight, turn left, or it's next to the bank. Practice giving simple directions. Go past the school and turn right. The supermarket is across from the post office. Try saying this. The library is between the park and the hospital. These sentences help you communicate clearly when helping others or asking for help. Now, let's practice talking about the weather. Talking about the weather is very common in English conversations, especially small talk. You can say, it's sunny today, or it's raining outside. Other useful phrases include, it's cloudy, it's hot, it's cold, it's snowing, or it's windy. Let's try these in full sentences. Say, it's a beautiful sunny day. Or, it's very cold this morning. Try describing what the weather is like where you are now. You can say, it's warm and comfortable today. Or, it's raining and I forgot my umbrella. This type of speaking helps you get comfortable with describing your surroundings and feelings. Now, imagine you're speaking with a friend. You might say, it looks like it's going to rain. And your friend might respond, yes, better take a jacket. Or, it's too hot today. And the friend replies, I know. I'm staying inside. These small exchanges help you get better at casual, natural English. Try practicing these short dialogues. Nice weather today, isn't it? Yes, it's perfect for a walk. Or, it's freezing. I need a hot drink. Next, let's talk about health and the body. These are useful words and sentences that come up in daily life. You might say, I have a headache. Or, my back hurts. Other examples include, I feel sick. I caught a cold. Or, I need to see a doctor. These phrases are important when you need help or want to explain how you feel. Let's do some practice. Say, I have a sore throat. I feel tired today. My stomach hurts. You can also say, I'm not feeling well. Or, I think I need to rest. These are clear ways to communicate your health problems. Here's a practice conversation. You say, hi, I'm not feeling well. Your friend asks, what's wrong? You reply, I have a fever and a headache. Your friend says you should see a doctor. These simple dialogues are practical and help you learn how to express needs and respond to concern. Try another. Are you okay? I think I caught a cold. Drink lots of water and rest. These are caring everyday phrases that sound very natural. Now, let's learn how to talk about hobbies and free time. Talking about what you enjoy doing is a great way to have fun conversations and learn new vocabulary. You might say, I like playing football. Or, I enjoy reading books. Other hobbies could be painting, dancing, cooking, traveling, listening to music, or watching movies. Try saying, I love listening to music when I relax. Or, on weekends, I like to go hiking. These kinds of sentences are helpful when meeting new people or talking with friends. Let's do a little practice. I'll say some sentences and you can repeat them. I enjoy watching TV shows in the evening. I usually read before bed. I sometimes play guitar when I have free time. Now you try making your own sentences. Think of something you like and describe it in English. For example, I like baking on Sundays, or I often go jogging in the park. The more personal and asterisk connected the sentence is to your life, the easier it will be to remember. Now, let's look at some daily expressions that people use all the time in English. These expressions are short and very common. For example, no problem, sounds good, that's great, take care, and see you later. These phrases make your speech sound natural. Let's practice them. Say no worries when someone apologizes. Say that works for me when you agree with a plan. Say catch you later when leaving a friend. The more you use these expressions, the more fluent you sound. Let's move on to travel and directions. If you are in a new city or country, it's helpful to know how to ask for directions. You might say, "Excuse me, how do I get to the train station, or is there a asterisk pharmacy nearby?" These are polite ways to ask for help. Practice saying, "I'm looking for the bus stop." Or, "Can you show me the way to the hotel?" People often answer with directions like, "Turn left, go straight," or "It's next to the bank." Let's try a conversation. You say, "Excuse me, is there a coffee shop near here?" A local replies, "Yes, go straight and turn right. It's across from the library." Practice this exchange several times to get used to the flow. Now, let's talk about using English at a restaurant. This is a situation where clear English is very useful. You might say, "I'd like to order, please," or "Can I see the menu?" Other useful sentences are, "What do you recommend?" "I'll have the chicken." "Could I get the bill, please?" Try practicing. "I'd like a glass of water." "Can I have the soup?" "Everything was delicious." "Thank you." These are practical phrases for eating out. Let's try a sample conversation. The waiter says, "Hello, what would you like to drink?" You say, "I'll have an orange juice, please." The waiter continues, "And for your meal?" You reply, "I'll have the grilled fish with vegetables." When you finish eating, you say, "Can I have the check, please?" And the waiter says, "Sure, I'll bring it right over." This short role play is a great way to feel ready for real-life restaurant situations. Let's now talk about expressing opinions. This is very important for conversations. You can say, "I think this movie is great." Or, "In my opinion, it's too expensive." Use expressions like, "I believe," "I feel," "I guess," or "I'm not sure." For example, "I believe learning English is fun," or "I feel this is a good idea." These help you sound thoughtful and clear. Practice these. "I think it's interesting." "I'm not sure about that." "In my opinion, that's a bad idea." This helps you speak with more variety and confidence. Also, it's good to agree and disagree politely. To agree, you can say, "That's true. I agree with you." Or, "Exactly." To disagree politely, say, "I see your point, but," or "I'm not sure I agree." Practice this. "I think it's too noisy." You say, "I see your point, but I enjoy the music." Or, "I Believe online learning is better, you respond, that's true, but some people prefer classrooms. Being able to express different ideas calmly is a powerful skill in English. Now, let's practice describing people and things. You can use adjectives to make your sentences more interesting. For people, you can say, he is tall and friendly. Or, she has long hair and wears glasses. For objects, say this phone is new and expensive, or that bag is old but useful. Practice these. My teacher is kind and smart. The room is big and bright. My dog is small and playful. Using adjectives helps you speak with more detail and color. Let's now talk about shopping and using English in stores. When you go shopping, there are many useful phrases and expressions you can use. You might say, how much is this? Or, do you have this in a smaller size? Another common question is, can I try this on? When you're in a clothing store, at the checkout, you can say, I'd like to pay with cash, or can I use a credit card? Try saying these sentences. Is this on sale? Where is the fitting room? I'm just looking. Thank you. These are polite and helpful ways to talk to shopkeepers or assistants. Let's practice a small shopping conversation. You walk into a store and say, hello, do you have this shirt in blue? The clerk replies, let me check. Yes, we do. You ask, can I try it on? The clerk says, sure. The fitting room is over there. After trying it on, you say, I'll take it. Can I pay with a card? The clerk says, yes, of course. These are the kinds of simple conversations that can happen every day when you go shopping. Practice them to feel more confident when speaking. Now, let's talk about using English on the phone. Speaking on the phone can be more difficult than face-to-face conversation because you cannot see the other person's face. So, it's important to speak clearly. When answering the phone, you can say, hello, this is Mia speaking. Or simply hello. When making a call, say, hi, may I speak to John, please? If someone is not available, the person might say, I'm sorry, he's not here right now. Can I take a message? Then you can reply, yes, please tell him I called. These short and clear phrases help keep your phone conversations polite and easy to understand. Let's practice a quick phone call. You call a friend and say, hi, is this Tom? He replies, yes, who's this? You say, this is Mia. How are you? He answers, I'm good, thanks. How about you? You say, I'm fine. I just wanted to ask about tomorrow's meeting. He says, sure. It starts at 10 a.m. You reply, great. See you then. Bye. These are normal friendly phrases for everyday phone conversations. Try practicing both sides of this conversation to become more comfortable speaking without visual cues. Next, let's talk about feelings and opinions in more detail. Sometimes you want to express something more specific, not just happy or sad. For example, I feel overwhelmed with work or I'm frustrated because I missed the bus. You can also say, I am proud of my progress or I'm grateful for your help. These kinds of feelings are deeper and more specific. Try saying, I'm excited about my vacation. I am nervous about the interview. I feel confident about my English. These sentences help you express what's really going on in your life and people will understand you more clearly. Let's also talk about giving and receiving compliments. It's nice to hear kind words, and it's good to give them, too. You can say, "You look nice today." "I love your shoes." Or, "Great job on your presentation." To respond to a compliment, say, "Thank you. That's very kind of you." Or, "I appreciate that, try practicing." "I like your new haircut." Response, "Thanks a lot." Or, "You speak English very well." Response, "Thank you. I've been practicing a lot." Compliments are a great way to connect with others and be polite. Let's move on to using English at work or in a professional setting. At work, you often need to speak clearly and politely. You can say, "I have a question. Can we talk about the project?" Or, "I'm working on the report." In meetings, use phrases like, "Let's begin, I agree with that point." Or, "Can we discuss this later?" You can also say, "I'll send you the email." Or, "Please let me know if you have any questions." Try saying, "I'd like to give my opinion." Or, "Let's finish this task by Friday." These are good phrases for being professional and organized in English. Now, let's talk about transportation and getting around. When you are in a city, you often need to take a bus, a train, or a taxi. You can ask, "Where is the nearest bus stop?" Or, "How much is a ticket to downtown?" In a taxi, say, "Can you take me to this address?" Or, "How long will it take to get there?" Try these sentences. "I'd like a one-way ticket." "What time does the next train leave?" "Is this the right platform for the airport train?" These are all useful phrases for traveling transportation. Let's practice a quick situation. You go to the train station and say, "Hello, I need a ticket to Central Station." The person says, "Sure, one way or round trip?" You reply, "One way, please." The person says, "That's $10. You say, "Here you go." These little exchanges help you feel more confident when traveling. Repeat and practice to build fluency. Now, let's talk about asking for help and offering help. These situations come up often in real life. You might say, "Excuse me, can you help me?" Or, "I need some assistance, please." If someone needs help, you can say, "Do you need help?" Or, "Can I give you a hand?" These are polite and useful expressions. Try saying, "Could you help me carry this?" Or, "Can you explain this to me?" Also, practice offering help. "Let me help you with that." "Would you like some help?" "I can do that for you." Being helpful and polite is a great way to improve your English and build good relationships. Let's try a situation. Someone drops their bag. You say, "Let me help you with that." They say, "Thank you so much." You reply, "No problem." Or someone asks, "Could you explain this form to me?" You say, "Sure, I'll show you." These conversations build your confidence and teach you real-life phrases. Let's now practice some pronunciation and rhythm. English has a natural rhythm, and practicing it makes you sound more fluent. Try saying sentences with natural pauses and stress. For example, "I'm going to the store." The stress is ongoing in store. Say, "What are you doing today?" Stress what I'm doing. Now say, "I don't know." Stress don't. And say it smoothly. Practice repeating after me. "I really like it." "It's not a big deal." "Can you help me?" That sounds good. When you repeat these naturally, you start sounding more fluent. Finally, in this section, let's talk about using English with friends and family. Casual conversations help you practice informal English. You might say, "Hey, how's it going?" or "What's up?" Instead of "Goodbye," you can say "See you" or "Catch you later." When talking to family, say things like, "I miss you." "How was your day?" or "Let's watch a movie together." These are friendly, warm expressions that help you practice emotional and familiar language. Let's now focus on learning English through routines. Talking about your daily routine is an excellent way to practice using the present simple tense and common vocabulary. You can start with simple sentences like "I wake up at 7 a.m. I brush my teeth. I have breakfast and I go to work." These are all regular actions and they help you build fluency. You can say "I get dressed, I check my email," or "I start work at 9:00. Try saying your own daily routine out loud in English. For example, "I wake up, take a shower, have coffee, and leave for work." This helps you learn English in a natural and personal way. Now, let's practice using time expressions with routines. You can say, "I usually wake up early," or "I sometimes go to the gym after work." Other useful time words include always, often, rarely, and never. For example, "I always eat lunch at noon," or "I rarely watch TV." These help you describe your habits more clearly. Try these examples. I usually go to bed at 11. I often listen to music while working. I never skip breakfast. Practicing these will help you become comfortable using adverbs of frequency in daily conversation. Now we'll look at using English when talking about food and cooking. Food is a common topic. In conversations, you can say things like "I like Italian food" or "My favorite dish is chicken curry." Other examples include, "I usually cook dinner at home," or "I didn't eat meat." Try saying, "I'm making pasta tonight," or "I love trying new recipes." These phrases help you talk about your preferences and habits related to food. You can also describe how food tastes. Use words like delicious, spicy, sweet, salty, or bitter. For example, "This soup is too salty," or "The cake is sweet and soft." Let's try a practice conversation about food. You say, "What do you like, Tote?" A friend replies, "I love Thai food. It's spicy and full of flavor." You say, "I prefer mild food. I like pasta and salads." Your friend says, "That sounds healthy." You respond, "Yes, I try to eat healthy during the week." This type of conversation is very common and helps you build vocabulary while talking about something familiar and enjoyable. Let's now talk about using English when making plans. Planning events or meetings is part of everyday life. You can say, "Let's meet at 6," or "Are you free this weekend?" Other useful phrases include, "Do you want to grab coffee?" "Let's go out for dinner," or "I can't make it today." These expressions help you make, accept, or decline plans politely. Try practicing. "How about tomorrow afternoon?" "Sorry, I'm busy then." "Let's try next week." "Sounds good." These short natural phrases help you sound more fluent and social. Here's a practice situation. You say, "Do you want to go to the movies on Friday?" Your friend replies, "I'm busy Friday, but Saturday works." You respond, "Perfect. Let's meet at 5 p.m. These kinds of exchanges happen all the time. Try practicing this with different times and days. "Let's meet on Monday. What time?" "Around 2 p.m. Okay. See you then." The more you practice, the easier it becomes to arrange plans confidently in English. Next, let's focus on expressing needs and wants. Being able to say what you need or want is very important in English. Use I need when it's something necessary. For example, I need help. I need to go now. Or I need some water. Use I want for things you would like. For example, I want a new phone. I want to learn Spanish, or I want to visit my family. You can also use I'd like, which is more polite. For example, I'd like a coffee, or I'd like to book a room. Try saying, I need a break. I want to go out. I'd like some rest. These are helpful in personal and polite communication. Now, let's move on to talking about abilities. Use can to express what you are able to do. For example, I can swim, I can speak 3 languages, or I can cook well. Use can to say what you are not able to do. For example, I can't drive, or I can't play the piano. Practice saying, I can run fast. I can't sing well. I can speak a little French. You can also ask questions with can. Say, can you help me? Or can you speak slowly? These are simple but powerful sentences for daily life. Let's practice a short conversation. You say, can you help me move this box? The other person replies, sure, I can do that. You say, thanks. It's really heavy. They say, no problem. I'm strong. You laugh and say, yes, you are. These kinds of exchanges show both grammar and friendliness in action. Practice using can in different sentences. Can you come tomorrow? I can't find my keys. Can I borrow your pen? These are all very useful. Let's now talk about using English in emergencies or urgent situations. You might need help, or you might want to help someone else. You can say, call the police. I need a doctor. There's been an accident. Or help me please. You might also hear people say, stay calm. Everything will be okay. Or, is anyone hurt? Practice these. Can you call an ambulance? I lost my wallet. I can't find my phone. Someone is hurt. Knowing these phrases can help in serious moments. Now, let's discuss asking questions in English. Questions are a key part of every conversation. There are many ways to ask questions. Start with words like what, where, when, why, who, and how. You can ask, what's your name? Where are you from? When is your birthday? Why are you late? Who is that? How do you know him? These basic question forms help keep conversations going. Practice asking and answering them. What time is it? It's 3:00 p.m. Where's the bathroom? It's down the hall. These exchanges are practical and easy to learn. Let's now talk about polite expressions. In English, being polite helps you sound respectful and kind. Always say please when asking for something. For example, can you help me please? When someone helps you, say thank you or thanks a lot. When you make a mistake, say I'm sorry or excuse me. When someone says thank you, you can reply with you're welcome, no problem, or anytime. Try practicing. Excuse me, where is the train station? Thank you for your help. I'm sorry I'm late. No worries. Using these polite expressions makes your English more pleasant and friendly. Let's now talk about describing people. Being able to talk about someone's appearance or personality is very useful. You can say, she has long brown hair. He is tall and slim. Or they wear glasses. You can describe personality with phrases like she is very kind. He's funny. They are very smart. When talking about yourself, you can say I am friendly. I'm a bit shy. Or I'm very organized. Try to describe someone you know in a few sentences. For example, my friend is short and cheerful. She always smiles and helps others. This helps you practice adjectives and sentence structure at the same time. Now, let's look at describing places. You may want to talk about your hometown, your school, your workplace, or your favorite restaurant. Use descriptive words to make your sentences clear and interesting. You can say, my city is big and busy. Or, I live in a quiet neighborhood. When describing a place, talk about size, location, color, mood, and what you can do there. For example, the park is large and green. It's a peaceful place to relax. Or the market is noisy but exciting. You can buy fresh fruit and vegetables there. Try to describe your favorite place in 3 sentences using this pattern. This will help you become more comfortable using adjectives and place-related vocabulary. Let's now focus on learning English with stories. Telling short stories is a great way to build fluency. You can start with something simple like, last weekend I went to the beach, the weather was sunny and warm. I swam in the ocean and had lunch with friends. It was a great day. This short story uses the past tense and includes common vocabulary. Try creating your own short story about something that happened to you recently. Use simple sentences, past tense verbs, and linking words like and, but, then, and because. For example, yesterday I stayed home because it was raining. I watched a movie and ate popcorn. I felt relaxed and happy. This kind of storytelling helps you use real-life English naturally. Let's now practice using the past tense. This is one of the most important parts of learning English. Regular past tense verbs usually end in addition. For example, talk becomes talked, play becomes played, and cook becomes cooked. You can say I watched a show. We walked to the park, or she cleaned the kitchen. Irregular verbs are different and must be memorized. For example, go becomes went, eat becomes ate, and see becomes saw. Practice saying, I went to the store. She ate lunch at noon. They saw a movie last night. These examples show how past tense is used in everyday life. Now let's move to making suggestions and giving advice. This is something you often do with friends and family. You can use should to give advice. For example, you should drink more water. He should study for the exam. Or we should leave early. You can also say, why don't you try this? Or, how about going for a walk? Practice these. You should take a break. Why don't you call her? Let's get something to eat. These suggestions make your speech more friendly and helpful. Let's now practice expressing likes and dislikes. This is something we do often in casual conversations. You can say, I like reading. I love music. I enjoy cooking. Or, I'm really into sports. When talking about dislikes, you can say, I don't like cold weather. I hate being late. Or, I'm not a fan of spicy food. Try saying, I like watching movies at home. I enjoy learning English. I don't like crowded places. I can stand loud noises. Expressing preferences helps you communicate your interests and connect with others who feel the same. Let's now learn how to agree or disagree in a conversation. You can say, I agree. that's true. Or, you're right, when you think the same as someone else. To disagree politely, say, I'm not sure I agree. I see your point, but or I don't think. So, try practicing. I think this movie is great. And respond. I agree. It's really good. Or, I don't think so. I prefer the other one. Learning how to agree and disagree helps you join discussions more naturally and politely. Let's now look at talking about the future. Use will or going to for future plans. For example, I will travel next year. She's going to start a new job, or they're going to have dinner with us. Will is used for decisions made at the moment, like I'll help you with that. Going to is used for plans. Practice these. I'm going to learn a new language. We're going to the concert next week. I'll call you later. Future tense helps you talk about what's coming up. So it's very helpful in making plans and expressing goals. Let's talk about asking for permission. You can say, can I borrow your pen? May I come in, or is it okay if I sit here? These are polite ways to ask if something is allowed. You can also use could I to be extra polite. For example, could I use your phone for a minute? When someone gives permission, they might say sure, of course. Or go ahead, try these examples. Can I leave early today? Could I have another piece off cake? May I ask you a question? These are practical phrases you can use at work, at school, or with friends. Now, let's look at making comparisons. You often compare things in daily life. You can say, this book is better than that one. My phone is faster than yours. Or, today is colder than yesterday. Use ear for short adjectives. Bigger, smaller, taller, cheaper. Use more for longer adjectives, more interesting, more expensive, more comfortable. Practice saying, this coffee is stronger than usual. She is more organized than I am. This place is quieter than the last one. Comparing helps you describe things clearly and gives your English more detailed. Let's finish this part by practicing. Connecting words. These words help you join your thoughts and sentences. Use and to add information. I like tea and coffee. Use but to show contrast. It's sunny but cold. Use because to explain. I stayed home because I was tired. Use so to show a result. It was raining, so I took an umbrella. Try combining your own ideas. I want to go out, but I have homework. She is studying hard because she wants to pass. We were hungry, so we ordered pizza. These connectors make your English sound more fluent and natural. Let's now talk about talking on the phone in English. Phone conversations often use simple but polite language. You can start by saying, hello, this is Mia speaking. Or, hi, may I speak to John? You can also ask, is this a good time to talk? Or, could you call me back later? When ending a call, say, thanks for calling or talk to you soon. A typical short call might go like this. Hi, is Sam there speaking? Hey Sam, can we talk about the meeting tomorrow? Sure, I'm free now. Great. I just wanted to confirm the time. It's at 10 a.m., right? Yes, that's right. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye. These short and simple sentences help keep the call polite and clear. Now, let's practice giving directions in English. This is very useful in everyday situations, especially when you're helping someone find a location. Use phrases like, go straight, turn left, turn right, and it's on your left. You can also say, it's next to the bank, it's across from the school, or it's behind the supermarket. Let's say someone asks, "How do I get to the train station?" You can answer, "Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn right. The station is next to the post office." Practice more examples like, "The coffee shop is around the corner. The pharmacy is near the park, and you'll see it on the right side." These sentences help you sound helpful and confident. Let's focus now on shopping in English. Whether you're in a supermarket or clothing store, knowing key shopping phrases is important. You can ask, "How much is this?" Or, "What's the price of this shirt?" You might hear, "It's on sale." Or, "It costs $20. When trying something on, you can say, "Can I try this on?" Or, "Do you have this in a medium size?" Other useful phrases include, "I'm just looking," "Do you accept credit cards?" and "Can I return this if it doesn't fit?" These are all part of common shopping conversations. For example, "Excuse me, how much is this jacket?" "It's $50. Do you have it in black?" "Yes, we do. Would you like to try it on?" "Yes, please. The fitting room is over there, thank you." These practical sentences help you feel more comfortable in stores. Now, let's look at expressing emotions in English. It's important to know how to describe your feelings. You can say, "I'm happy," "I feel tired," "I'm excited," "I'm worried," or "I'm nervous." To explain your feelings, you can say, "I'm sad because I lost my phone." Or, "I'm happy that you're here." Other useful phrases include, "That makes me angry," "I'm feeling better," or "I'm really upset." Practice saying, "I'm so excited for the weekend." "I feel a bit sick today." "She's really nervous about the test and he's always cheerful." Describing emotions helps you express yourself and understand others better. Let's now practice common idioms and expressions in English. Idioms are phrases that don't have a literal meaning, but are used often in everyday conversation. For example, "It's raining cats and dogs" means it's raining heavily. "Break a leg" means good luck. "Under the weather" means feeling sick. Try using these. "I was feeling under the weather so I stayed home." "Break a leg on your test today." Or, "It's raining cats and dogs." "Don't forget your umbrella." Other popular idioms include "hit the books," "to study," "piece off cake," "very easy," and "spill the beans." To reveal a secret. For example, "I have to hit the books tonight. That exam was a piece of cake. And she spilled the beans about the surprise party." Learning idioms makes your English sound more fluent and natural. Let's talk about using English for social media and texting. English is often used in messages, posts, and comments. In casual texting, people often use short forms like LOL for laugh out loud, BRB for be right back, and OMG for oh my god. Other common phrases include, "Hey, what's up?" "Long time no see," "Sounds good," "No worries," and TTL, meaning talk to you later. These are informal and used among friends. A typical chat might look like this. "Hey, want to grab coffee later?" "Sure, what time?" "Around 5, sounds good." "See you then." Learning these casual expressions helps you communicate in a friendly and modern way. Let's now learn about small talk. Small talk is casual conversation that helps build connections. It's common when you meet someone new or when you're waiting in a line or sitting next to someone. Common topics include the weather, weekend plans, or how you're feeling. You can say, "Nice day, isn't it? Did you do anything fun over the weekend? How's your day going?" These open the door for conversation. If someone says, "It's really hot today," you can say, "Yes, summer came early this year." Or, "How was your weekend?" "It was good. I relaxed and watched a movie." You. This style of conversation helps you connect naturally in social settings. Let's now look at making complaints and handling problems in English. You might need to complain about a product or a service. Use polite language to stay respectful. For example, "Excuse me, I have a problem with my order." Or, "I'm not happy with this product." You can also say, "Could you help me fix this?" Or, "Is there a manager I can speak to?" Let's imagine a simple situation. "Hi, I ordered a coffee, but this is tea." "Oh, I'm sorry. Let me fix that for you, thank you." Being polite while solving problems is key in English-speaking cultures. Practice saying, "I'd like to report a mistake. There seems to be an error on my bill, and can you help me sort this out?" These phrases will help you handle daily issues effectively. Now, let's talk about English. In healthcare situations, if you visit a doctor or clinic, it helps to know how to describe your symptoms. You can say, "I don't feel well. I have a headache. My stomach hurts." Or, "I've been coughing for 2 days." Other useful phrases include, "Do I need a prescription?" "What medicine should I take?" "How long will the recovery take?" A typical conversation might go like this. "What brings you in today?" "I have a sore throat and a fever." "How long have you had these symptoms?" "Since Monday." "Let's take your temperature." Learning these phrases helps you communicate clearly during medical visits. Finally, let's review what we've learned so far. Throughout this lesson, we've practiced how to introduce ourselves, talk about routines, describe people and places, express feelings, make plans, ask questions, and more. We've learned phrases for shopping, texting, giving advice, and even visiting the doctor. English becomes easier and more fun when you use it in real-life situations. Remember to speak out loud, repeat the phrases, and use them in your day-to-day life. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Let's now look at making reservations and appointments in English. This is useful for booking a table at a restaurant, scheduling a meeting, or setting a time for a haircut. You can say, "I'd like to make a reservation for 2 people." Or, "Can I book a table for 7 p.m.? Other common asterisk phrases include, "Do you have any availability?" "I'd like to schedule an appointment and is this time still available?" If someone responds with, "We're fully booked," you can ask, "Do you have any other time slots?" Or if you're confirming, say, "Just to confirm, the reservation is for Friday at 6 p.m., right?" These polite and useful expressions help you manage your time and plans efficiently in English. Now, let's move on to talking about your goals and ambitions. Expressing your dreams or future plans is a great way to practice English. You can say, "I want to become a doctor." "My goal is to learn English fluently," or "I am planning to travel abroad next year." Use phrases like "I hope to," "I'd love to," or "I'm working on" to show progress. For example, "I'm working on improving my writing skills," or "I'd love to visit New York someday." Talking about your ambitions helps you stay motivated and gives you a positive way to express yourself. Try saying things like, "I hope to get a better job." My dream is to start my own business. Or, I'm saving money so I can study in another country. Let's now learn how to express opinions in English. You can say, I think, in my opinion, or I believe. For example, I think this movie is great. In my opinion, online learning is very useful. Or I believe everyone should learn a second language. These are polite ways to share what you think. You can also agree or disagree respectfully. That's a good point. I see what you mean. Or I'm not sure I agree. Practice this by talking about simple topics. For example, I think summer is better than winter because I like warm weather. Or in my opinion, reading books is more fun than watching TV. Expressing opinions shows confidence in conversation. Let's talk about hobbies and free time activities. This is a great way to practice vocabulary and find shared interests. You can say, I enjoy painting. I like playing football. Or, I spend my weekends cooking. Use expressions like, I'm interested in, I'm really into, or, I'm learning to. For example, I'm really into photography. I'm interested in learning to play the piano. Or, I like to go hiking on Sundays. Try saying what you like to do during your free time. On weekends, I watch movies and relax at home. Or in my free time, I read mystery novels and go for walks. Talking about hobbies is a natural way to connect with others and keep a conversation going. Let's now look at expressing frequency using adverbs. These words help you say how often you do something. Use words like always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, and never. For example, I always brush my teeth before bed. She usually drinks tea in the morning. They often go out on Saturdays. We sometimes eat at a restaurant. He rarely watches TV. And I never eat fast food. Practice using frequency adverbs in your daily routine. Say, I usually wake up at 7 a.m. or I never skip breakfast. These words help make your sentences more specific and detailed. Now, let's learn how to give compliments in English. Compliments are a great way to be kind and build positive relationships. You can say, you look great today. That's a nice shirt. I love your smile. You did a great job. Or, that was very impressive. For skills, say, you're really good at drawing or you speak English very well. Try complimenting people around you using simple and sincere phrases. For example, I really liked your presentation or this meal tastes amazing. Learning how to give compliments not only improves your English, but also helps spread kindness and positivity. Let's now practice simple storytelling from a picture or a memory. Describe what you see or remember in a few clear sentences. For example, imagine a picture of a family at the beach. You can say, "This is a photo from last summer. My family and I went to the beach. The weather was sunny. We played games and ate ice cream. It was a perfect day." Try this with your own memories. Last year, I visited the mountains with friends. We hiked and took many pictures. I loved the fresh air. Telling short stories helps you use past tense and connect ideas smoothly. Let's now finish this lesson by talking about building good habits for learning English. Practice a little bit every day. Read something in English, watch short videos, speak out loud, and write your thoughts in a notebook. Surround yourself with English by changing your phone language, listening to English music, or chatting with others online. Don't worry about making mistakes. It's a natural part of learning. Try to learn 5 new words each day and use them in your own sentences. Review what you've learned each week. Keep your goals small and consistent, like practicing for 15 minutes every day. Over time, your English will improve naturally. Thank you for joining me in this full session of English Learning. I hope you found the lesson helpful and enjoyable. Remember that consistency is more important than perfection. Even if you only practice a little each day, it makes a big difference. You can watch this video again and repeat the sentences aloud to improve your speaking and listening skills. Don't give up, keep learning, keep practicing, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. Wishing you the best in your English learning. See you again soon.